Kia ora from Aotearoa. Very inspired to talk about the trecena, which is beginning today, which the Gregorian date is the 12th of November 2020. And I'm very inspired by the energies and what I'm seeing around. Amazing energies happening at the moment. The Schumann resonance is just right up there, so there's a lot that's going on. And so we're actually just heading into the night trecena, also known as dawn, and this is the trecena about the dream time, about the meditation, but most importantly, it's about the solutions that come to us through dreams and meditation and being in a heart connection with the earth, with the elements, with nature. And we really need to start working, getting really practical and start working on our solutions, because the system is going to continue to break down with the rapidly increasing time waves that we have. It's actually not possible for the system to hold itself in place, and it is really relying that we start to blossom out from underneath the overlays of the system and really start to put our solutions into practice. So this is a really good time to actually be really considering what are the solutions. And I've been coming across so many inspiring people lately that have incredible ideas, but these ideas have been suppressed and held down, and only by the system. So see this beautiful harbour out here. It's an amazingly, to me it's like a gateway, it's a portal to something, and I relate to it. And a lot of people around this area, they hold the energy for this harbour. They have a personal relating with it, because they have a personal relating with the land. Now what's happened is that the colonisers, or the system of colonisation, they came over and introduced everything, and they just put everything they had onto the land without relating directly with the land. Every native culture had its way of being with the land, of harmonizing with the land, and honoring her and cherishing her, because they were personally relating and tuning in with and working with the land in harmony as to what needs to go where, and how the land wants to hold and support their families, their communities. But it was very much a two-way relating. So with the colonisation and the system and governance, it's removed people from the land. And I had an interesting revelation talking to someone yesterday who is I just found his knowledge and wisdom and quite incredible as being quite a solutions-focused person. And we were just talking about time, and we were talking about dimensions, and what he pointed out to me, and this really resonated, is that land titles and the paper and the overlay is zero-dimensional. It's a fiction. It's only a concept that we have had that has been taking a stronghold in our minds, because that was the way that people were colonised. They were re-educated into a whole different way of thinking and a different way of being. And so this is zero-dimensional, but underneath we have the actual land. Underneath this non-dimensional fiction of non-reality, which is only held in place by our minds and by a collective who have conformed to governance. Does it happen? So this beautiful harbour here actually there's a place where it has raw sewage in it, and for years actually people have been trying to address it, and they've been trying to meet with the council and do all the regular sort of paperworks and things like that to try and have a solution. And it's been, it hasn't happened. I mean, people are trying, but it's been a point of frustration for people who care for the harbour and for the environment, because the action's not been taken, because the action that gets taken is done by consensus and paperwork and people in positions that are within a system, and it's in that colonisation system. So these things are going to fall away with the rapidly speeding up of time, because our mental processes and the holding on of these old concepts are just going to keep flying off with the speed of time. So we need to actually start getting the solutions ourselves, and we do have them, and they do come out of the dream time. They come out of our meditations, our dreams, and we end up finding that we get connected with people who want to make a change and want to make the difference, and everything will start together to support Papatuanuku, or Mother Earth, again. And this is vital, this is for her life. We're also in the 99th day wave of Eagle. So Eagle is, to me, the grand global solutions energy, who rises above what is and can see everything from the eagle's view, from that higher perspective. Very visionary. And this is, so we've got the combination now of these energies of the visionariness of the eagle and the looking into the dream time, into the dream world, the meditation, where we can draw our solutions out from the night and bring them into the dawn of the day. So this is, if we could, if we're aligning with true time, you're going to find that these things are going to be naturally happening. So yeah, I really encourage that. And it's our intuition, which is the heart. It is the leader. It is the leader of the solutions. So the intuition is like the inner tutor, and that inner tutor does actually come from our heart, from our caring, from all the knowledge that we have gained, from the evolution that we have had, from being the species that has actually harmed the earth, or held. You see, we're actually holding more harm for the earth so long as we hold the status quo of governance. Now, I'm sure there still needs to be something in place, but we need to find miraculous solutions, things that we haven't had before, because consciousness has changed since 2011, and we're actually using different parts of the brain, and all the children that are being born now have been born with these energies, and they're actually incredibly gifted, the children that are growing and coming up now, and there's no way that they are going to thrive and survive in what we have known. So if we can be really truly of love and of heart, then we are going to lend ourselves to finding solutions, like getting beyond the illusion of the paper that has held the captivity. A paper sea. Where does the paper sea comes from? Rome. In some ways all these roads have led back to Rome, since the energies were harvested in 33 AD, and the whole idea and concept of putting everybody as a dead entity into a trust and being owned and governed. And again in 1666, when they burnt Rome, when they burnt London, and again everyone was declared lost at sea, lost in the paper sea, and everything was put into a state, and this is all an illusion. It's actually zero dimensional. It's just these are just ideas that have been imposed upon people with brute force. So this is how governments work, is that they actually use brute force to control people that won't toe the line. And with an overall government, especially if it was a global type of governance, People are going to be marginalised. So many people are going to be marginalised and not able to be themselves. Part of the problem that we have at the moment is that people cannot be themselves. They cannot shine their own authentic light because there are legal restrictions, and these legal restrictions, again, they're zero-dimensional. They're a total fiction. They're an overlay over what is real. And what is real is our beautiful planet, is our beautiful earth. And she is sentient, and she's always communicating and speaking, and I know from my personal experience that she is absolutely in support of everything that honours her, heals her, and helps her. And I'm feeling the tingles rise up from my bare feet that are on her right now. As I say that, I'm just getting those confirmation tingles, because she's just confirming to me, what was just said. And I do love her, and I do want to speak for her, because the global solutions are actually found within her. The knowledge is all there within her that we can tap into. But it's about getting into small groups. We're actually together doing these things. I did talk to someone recently who had ideas of how to heal polluted waters. There are all sorts of things that are there, but they've just been suppressed and held down. And the people that have had these ideas have kind of lost their voices because they haven't been heard, because people have been caught in the mainstream programming that comes through medias, that everything is about the government and that we have to rely on the government. Well, we don't actually, and we can see the political arena falling, crumbling. It's actually being helped to fall and crumble by, yeah, I won't go into that. It just causes so much duality often when you do. And I'm not interested in duality. I'm only interested in what unifies us now, what brings us together. So even though people are waiting with bated breath to see the change in America at the moment, we also have to remember that the solutions are up to each one of us, and there are no saviours, and there are and if anything, it's about responding to the breakdown of that left brain patriarchal system, which it's due to fall. And as that falls, what's blossoming up is our new way forward, where we get with our soul families and inspire one another and help one another. Because when we do these projects together, that has meaning, it has purpose, and it has more strength. We've been lone wolves for a long, long time, a lot of us that have sort of been holding what we know. So yeah, I just encourage the bringing together of solutions that harmonise with the earth, that bless her, that help bring healing to the people, that bring healing to her. So everything we do to ourselves, we do to her, and everything. And she is just the force. She's the mother force on the mother source. And the eagle is the intermediary between the two, who flies between Father Sky and Mother Earth. So if we want to be connected to source energy, it's not a zero-dimensional concept of an idea. This is real. We stand on the earth, and we are between the sky. We are. Oh my gosh, the sun's back out again. It's just amazing. So lots of love to you all. Blessings.